We dream of exploring the unknown, discovering what lies beyond.
The 4 Citadel Council races are planning to populate new homeworlds in a new galaxy called the Andromeda. Once the races arrive, they will help build the Nexus, a huge space station that serves as a center of government and diplomacy, a living area, as well as a base of operations for the expedition leaders. Well, how all that holds up in our game, let's see. I'll not go into more details regarding the plot itself, but the start was really promising as it opens unlimited possibilities of being able to do anything and be anything. However, after a couple of hours into the game, I couldn't help but realize how awful the writing is. Almost every line, every piece of dialogue is cheesy and predicted as fuck. If you watch sci-fi movies so often, I guarantee you'd be able to tell how each scenario or a certain event is going to end.
Out there are floating.
Terra Incognita. Oh, and safety tip? Don't breathe the air. Found that out the hard way.
Got it.
Needless to say, character development is not present here, not even the protagonist. Everything happens so soon, and when it happens, it cannot get any more generic and cliched than it is. In addition to that, many core elements of the story or the characters are explained in the cheapest way possible. Yes, in the game's codex. So, if you're expecting decent, meaningful story or some memorable characters, I'd say lower that bar for your sake. The environments, the aliens, the sound effects and the assets used do look and sound great, just what you expect from a current-gen futuristic sci-fi space game. Although I have experienced frame rate issues here and there, but was never distracted from my main objective. On the other hand, the human character designs and models look odd and funny at times, very much like those wax sculptures that you see in the museums. The voiceovers are decent. A few of them are really good, and the majority are just average or less. And the lip syncing is horrible though.
We proceed to our appointed golden world. Solid ground.
If it's even out there. Nobody said anything about running into an energy cloud, and that's just a wild guess what we hit.
Overall, I was satisfied with the game's visuals, although I hope that they put more effort into the sound department.
Steps in Andromeda were the beginning of everything they know. We only get one chance to be first. So, let's go make history.
We'll find them, but we might want to scout around first.
It's worthy to note that even on my first attempt, I play my games on the hardest difficulty possible, and my playstyle is boring and irritating to a painful level as I tend to explore every single inch of the game before eventually deciding to either proceed till the end or give up on the game, and with Mass Effect Andromeda I was engaged till the end. Well, sort of. First things first, it feels and plays like a Mass Effect game, there's no doubt about that. I love the combat mechanics and all the mobility you get. You could really get creative with the way you want to approach your enemies thanks to its deep RPG elements and the variety of moves that you could learn. However, I'm not sure who at BioWare thought it would be a good idea to have an auto-cover system. Jesus, I cannot tell you how many times I died just because I glitched myself behind a cover trying to move my ass away from enemy fire, or trying to land that last melee attack into an enemy before being interrupted by accidentally taking cover. The AI is nothing special here. Enemies' AI is decent and will certainly give you a hard time, especially at harder difficulties. Your companion's AI, however, is really poor. They can get stuck anywhere, hallways, doors, stairs, you name it, and you will definitely be bombarded by lines of crappy script over and over again for no reason whatsoever. The amount of content in this game is overwhelming. Well, that can be a good thing or a bad thing, and in our case here it's not all good. I loved the endless options addressed to the customization part, but they have to ruin that with their terrible user interface. Crafting is a bloody mess. Scanning planets is a painful process after the third or the fourth time, and with all honesty, after completing 25% of the game, I gave up on crafting and just relied on looting and purchasing the gear I wanted. I don't really want to bring up Dragon Age Inquisition into this, but there are many similarities. The scale of the maps, which each one represents a mini open world, the movement of the characters, the repetitive side quests, the game's length, the exploration part all feel very similar.
And make no mistake, this is a one-way
For me, Dragon Age Inquisition was a great game for its time. But let's not forget that many great games were released in the last couple of months only, and with no doubt that raised the bar high for everyone. Many of Mass Effect Andromeda's shortcomings could be overlooked a year or two ago, but today it won't be possible even for the fans of the series. I do really appreciate the amount of content in this game, and how they managed to maintain the Mass Effect feel to it, despite the transition to the more open world concept. Yet there is a lot more left to be desired from our beloved franchise. Mass Effect Andromeda is a better game than Dragon Age Inquisition, Mass Effect 1, 2 or 3, but putting every game in its respective timeline, I think Andromeda is the worst. In short, it feels like a sci-fi B-movie shot by a 4K camera. My final verdict.